Welcome to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. We come to you today from West New York, New Jersey, and we are outside the Congressional office of 8th District Congressman Albio Sires. In a moment, we'll go in to interview him. Also on today's show, the firefighters and police officers in New Jersey are getting their own pension fund, separate from the state fund. But there's still some concern about how it is going to be run. Also, New Jersey's in the middle of a housing crisis. We'll talk with an analyst about when that crisis may end. And you'll meet a New Jersey artist who pays tribute to one of the most beautiful creatures in New Jersey. And now we go inside the district office of Democratic Congressman Albio Sires, and we start with his call to stop tourist helicopter flights over the Hudson River. Democratic North Jersey Congressman Albio Sires, I wanted to start with your call to ban tourist helicopter flights out of New York City, and I would imagine out of New Jersey if there are any. Do you think it's appropriate after one fatal crash to call for a ban on all tourist helicopters?
Well, I've been calling for a ban for a long time.
Okay.
I think the safety of the people in this area is more important than some of the money that these people claim are making. We have helicopters fly as low as 300 feet. So people have to understand that we can put up with helicopters that are Army helicopters, that are EMS helicopters, but this issue of tourist helicopters just flying constantly to all hours of the day and night, it's just not right.
You didn't go to the State of the Union address, right. Am I correct? And you didn't go because of the way, the S-hole comment when Donald Trump was talking about some third world countries, and he used the term in a private conversation and it was leaked out for that. Is that really the only reason?
Look, from the beginning, he just trashed people constantly. I don't think the president should be trashing any kind of person. The president represents everybody. And I'm just fed up with him using names, calling people names, calling people countries, the assholes of the world. I don't have to put up with that.
No, I get it, but isn't the counter argument isn't that what you're elected to do? Isn't you elected to go, even if you disagree with the president, or somebody on the other side of the aisle, shouldn't you engage?
I'm not elected to go to the president's inauguration. I'm elected to represent the people of my district and fight for the people of my district.
So you don't care what the president says at his State of the Union?
Of course I care what the president says, but doesn't mean my presence has to be there. I'm going to fight for whatever the president didn't say in the State of the Union.
He recently signed a $1.3 trillion budget. I don't even know if you can call it a budget. It's a omnibus bill.
Yeah.
Did you like it? Is everything in it that you want?
Well, there's a lot of things that I liked it. I voted for it, okay? And there are a lot of things that are missing. But I think some of the things that are there are certainly better than if they were not. Yes.
Was the key to it the funding for the Gateway project for you?
That was part of it. That was part of it.
Would you have voted no had that not been in there?
Probably. But the way they did it was very interesting. They don't call it money for the Gateway project. They put it on the Northeast Corridor, $650 million. But last budget was only $250. So now we can use $500 million for the project. They're all playing games, which is really unfortunate. This is the most important project in the country. It's like 20% of the economy of this country. We already, New Jersey, New York, offered to pay half. I was at the White House at the meeting with the president. He was very enthused about the project. He realizes that it impacts 51 million people. Hundreds of thousands of people take those tunnels daily. We are a sending state. New Jersey and New York and Connecticut, we send money to Washington. Most federal projects are 80-20, and here we are offering 50%. So he's just playing games.
He's playing games to save face, because he said he would veto any omnibus bill that had money for the Gateway Project. So this way he can say, no, it's money for Amtrak. They can spend the money any way they want.
But typical of this president, when we were at the White House, very enthused, and all of a sudden he changes his mind. This president you cannot pin down. He'll tell you one thing one day, and the next day he'll change his mind, or he'll tweet that this is not going to happen.
In talking about the budget, the Treasury Secretary was on one of the shows, I think Meet the Press, on Sunday, and he said, he goes, we needed this military money. It was that important. We didn't like signing this bill, but we needed this military money to fight countries like, and he said, Iran, in Syria, North Korea, and he mentioned Venezuela as one of the 4 countries they're concerned with. That to me, unless I missed something, that's a first for this administration, isn't it?
I think it's shocking that he mentioned to fight. Look, Venezuela has a lot of issues. Big issues with Venezuela is the amount of people crossing borders into Colombia, the amount of people crossing throughout Brazil. If there is a mass exodus, we have to deal with that. But I don't think we're going to go in there and invade. I don't think anybody will support that.
It was interesting to me. What does that say to you, that when he says he needed extra military money, he needed it as well for Venezuela, assuming he's speaking for the president?
I really don't know what he meant by that, because we certainly have enough military all around there.
But that's a concern to you?
It concerns me that they are so freely threatening some of these other countries with military action.
Well, I know you're a Cuban American from Cuba, and I would like to talk to you about the relationship that this president has with Cuba, and if he's done enough as far as you're concerned, and we'll talk about that when Jersey Matters continues right after this with North Jersey Democratic Congressman Albio Sires.